Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this. Best crypto to buy now, December 2nd, XRP, Ethereum, or Bitcoin. And then they go on to say how Bitcoin's going to make a major comeback and how Ethereum is the smart contract titan and so on. All you got to do is look at the charts. And the charts tell me the best investment for return on investment is in XRP. They keep making retail think that Bitcoin and Ethereum are better than XRP. If you want a great return on investment, this is the cryptocurrency to buy. The chart alone tells you a breakout is coming. And not only that, look at it like this. For what it costs to buy one Bitcoin or one Ethereum, you could stack a really decent bag of XRP. I still think when the retail Fomo shows back up, most of that money is going to go into XRP, Solana, other cryptocurrencies that are cheaper than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Dare we say 6-7, 67.67 million circulating supply for FXRP. Nothing seems to be slowing down around Flare. And you know, Flare wants to lock away 5% of the XRP supply as well. I always tell people like this. If you would go back in time and buy XRP at like 2 cents, then you should be buying Flare right now while it's still cheap. Because eventually, Flare is going to skyrocket in price. It is going to become a massive monster in this space. Then there's this. How foundational can it be? VanEck says nah to XRP despite high ETF demand. VanEck is just going to miss out. You know, they always FUD on XRP. You ever take notice to that? Then they go on to tell you how great Bitcoin is. It's the best money ever created in the world. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the way I look at it. You see the moves Ripple's making right now. Even while the market was dipping, Ripple was out there laying new rails for XRP to run on. While everyone was distracted by the recent dip, Ripple continued to expand at the same time. Ripple is so well-rounded. XRP is so well-rounded. It's tied to everything, custody, tokenization, and so on. How do you not see the value in XRP? Wait until it's running across all those Ripple rails. Wait until the liquidity pools show up in between countries, in between banks, in between companies and their distributors, in between people, because people are going to be utilizing XRP for payments as well. It's not just going to be XLM. But you could say the same thing about XLM. It's going to go beyond person-to-person payments. It's going to be moving central bank money. It's very big around remittances and banking the unbanked as well. The cryptocurrencies that are shaping the future are the ones that they hate the most. You ever take notice to that? Solana ETFs see record outflow while XRP ETFs gain $90 million. So Solana ETFs experienced their largest ever outflow, totaling $13.55 million, marking a significant shift in investor sentiment. The outflow was driven by a $32.54 million redemption from the 21-share Solana ETF following consecutive withdrawals. We see this every single day. You know what it is? They see where the value is. They see what Ripple's doing. They see the direction the world is going in. They know XRP provides on-demand liquidity. It can unlock the Nostro Vostro accounts. It can move anything of value at a time where tokenization is going to be the talk everywhere. XRP is going to be moving tokenized assets in the very near future. And the institutions, they know this. They see this. And that's why the smart money is already shifting. This comes from Stern Drew, and this is a great post. It simplifies what's happening right now with Ripple and the banks. Ripple isn't integrating with banks. It's turning every bank into a Ripple node without them realizing it. What Amina Bank, a Ripple partner plus Google Cloud, just revealed is bigger than people realize. Ripple isn't trying to integrate with the banking system. It's quietly re-architecting it. Banks have always resisted crypto because merging fiat plus stablecoins under one balance sheet is a regulatory nightmare. So Ripple built the ultimate workaround, a dual-rail settlement architecture. Fiat stays on the bank's balance sheet. Stablecoins plus RLUSD sit on Ripple's rails. Compliance remains intact. Both sides operate separately, yet they function as one unified system. This is not a fintech integration. This is plug-and-play banking infrastructure. And here's the part nobody's saying out loud. If Ripple secures a banking license, which that's what they're working on right now, it becomes the first institution capable of internalizing fiat, stablecoin, tokenized value conversions without the bank ever touching crypto itself. That eliminates 95% of regulatory friction instantly. Now connect the dots. RLUSD, bank grade stablecoin. ODL corridors reopening. Ripple Prime for institutions. Custody stack for digital assets. Google Cloud testing institutional ledgers. Amina Bank running trials with Ripple partners. Singapore's MAS expanding Ripple's license. Ripple's acquisition spree. G Treasury, Fortress, etc. This isn't product expansion. This is infrastructure consolidation. And that's what Ripple is doing. They're making it so simple for the banks to onboard at the same time. They're cutting out all the regulatory hurdles for the banks as well. This is why, over time, you're going to watch Ripple steal more and more banks away from Swift. When you make something easy and you're a one-stop shop, people will use that alternative before they stay in the past with Swift. Next week is a big milestone for XRP. Here's why. Next week is big because we will have the first full week of trading with 5 pure spot ETFs running in competition. It's going to tell us a lot by the end of the week what we can expect for these funds acquiring XRP for the long term. It'll give us a good idea on where we go from here. How soon can scarcity happen? Plus, how fast is this going to affect the price of XRP going forward? But how does XRP crash? Like everybody keeps saying, we're going to see the massive run up and then this major 90% crash right back down. When you still have inflow money getting invested into XRP every single day. This doesn't have any signs of slowing down. We're still waiting on other ETFs to go live for XRP as well. Wait until XRP continues to run all throughout next year. This comes from Tom Jacques. He's the Chief Innovation Officer at Swift. Tokenization isn't a feature upgrade. It's the moment finance stops shuffling claims and starts synchronizing truth. And Larry Fink and Rob Goldstein are right. The real shift isn't speed. It's the ability to turn every asset into a programmable, verifiable network that settles exactly as promised. So now ask yourself, say you tokenize an asset, it's expensive, and now you want to sell it. Wouldn't you want that transaction to happen quickly? Or do you want it to be slow and expensive with middlemen taking fees out of that transaction? Because he's telling you speed doesn't matter. When it comes to tokenization, speed is going to matter as well. This is why people will shift away from Swift over time. When you talk about speed like it's a problem, that tells you your network sucks. And that's why Swift has so many unhappy customers. Even with upgrades, they said they could get the speed down to around 10 minutes. That's not going to cut it in an instant gratification world. People want things to happen in seconds, not minutes anymore. And they definitely don't want to be paying middlemen forever. The fees is the biggest problem. Everybody today wants cheap payments. They don't want expensive anymore. XRP's exchange held supply plummets 45%, hitting at potential price spikes amid shifting custody trends. Every single day we see this now. XRP disappearing off the exchanges. It used to be every so many days, all of a sudden you'd see a lot of XRP leave the exchange. Now it seems like it's a daily event and it's occurring very fast. That's why I think we are eventually going to see scarcity in the short term. And that's all the talk right now because everybody is taking notice to this right now. In previous cycles, nobody talked about scarcity because there was 100 billion XRP. Now, here we are in 2025, and 100 billion might not be enough. This is a great post because it puts it into perspective. What about the 4-year cycle, bro? There is going to be so much confusion when you have reply guys like this parroting the 4-year cycle. You know how it has become a counter trade. I don't mean to call this guy out at all. This is just for educational purposes. If you think it's going to be that easy, you are in for a shock. The 4-year cycle is being used as bait, and it's worked. When we make new highs next year, the disbelief will be insane. Whatever seems obvious is not. Everybody is still citing the 4-year cycle. I see people saying, sell your Bitcoin now, come back in 2028. But what happens, and I do believe Bitcoin still has that last push up in it before it comes crashing down. But I think that will be the end for Bitcoin going forward. It's going to become irrelevant over time with the rise of the new financial system. It's still going to have moves up, but they're not going to be as big as what we're seeing right now. In other words, we're not going to see parabolic runs for Bitcoin anymore. Think about it. How does XRP crash down next year with inflows continuing to happen? Plus, with clarity, we're going to have institutional adoption happening all throughout next year as well. So if XRP continues to run throughout 2026 and into 2027, who's going to be investing in Bitcoin in 2028, hoping that the 4-year cycle returns in 2028? Utility is going to kill the 4-year cycle. People don't like to admit that because Bitcoin has no utility. But we're already witnessing that happening at a very low level right now. Look at the institutions that are getting involved in this space. They're already looking past Bitcoin. You see Franklin Templeton, they have a Bitcoin ETF, but even them, they're telling you that Bitcoin is just a distraction from the biggest disruption that's about to happen. You, as an XRP investor, you're holding the disruption, not the distraction. And that's why I said over the next couple of years, we're most likely going to see the beginning of mass adoption. The institutions are going to open that up over the next 24 months or so. And when it happens, it's going to happen very quick. So, how does Bitcoin stay relevant when everybody's talking about real world use cases, talking about tokenization, talking about the rise of AI, which is very power consuming? How does Bitcoin mining survive that? Plus, quantum computers are going to be everywhere by then. And most likely, they will take down Bitcoin along the way. There's way too many things that are happening already. And the reason it's happening is because technology does not slow down. It only continues to advance. And as technology advances, it pushes Bitcoin deeper and deeper into the past. That's why the 4-year cycle is ending. Some people see it already, other people fail to see it happening right in front of their eyes. And I'm telling you, at the end of this, XRP holders are going to benefit the most. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.